Before we begin, I will briefly review the procedure we will follow for this public hearing. Please remember, this is an official proceeding prescribed by Idaho Code. This proceeding is taped as part of the official public record. We ask that each speaker state your name and place of residence before giving testimony. The hearing will begin with a staff report, followed by the applicant's statement, which in this case, the applicant is Boundary County. Then the floor will be open to allow comments from members of the public, first from those who are in favor of the proposal, next from those who are neither in favor or opposed to the proposal, and finally from those who are opposed to the proposal. After each person speaks, members may ask questions of that speaker. After each member of the public has had a chance to speak, the applicant will be allowed to make a closing statement to rebut any concerns, answer any questions, or clarify the proposal. Again, members may ask questions. Once this process is concluded, I will close the hearing, and no further testimony will be taken. At this time, the commission members will discuss the application and work toward reaching a decision. Are there any questions? I now open the public hearing for the county commissioners to consider increasing the Boundary Community Restorium room and board fee by 10% for new residents and by 6% for current residents. This is a proposal upon which county commissioners will render a decision. Is there any member of the commission who has a conflict of interest and cannot participate in this hearing? Paul? Ben?
None.
Myself, none. Diane, would you like to have an opening statement as far as what this is?
Prepare one. No.
You have a prepared one?
No.
Okay. I will now open this hearing to public testimony. Please state your name and place of residence for the record. If you have written material, please read it into the record and present it to the Commissioner's Deputy Clerk. Is there anyone present who would like to speak in favor of this application? Is there anyone who is uncommitted on the proposal and would like to speak?
Need to understand, the only people paying into this will be the residents, not the community members, not the taxpayers. This is not a tax.
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure I understood
No.
it. Fairly new on the Restorium, so I just want to make sure.
Restorium.
Restorium, so I just want to make sure I understand it.
Yeah. Is there anyone present who would like to speak in opposition of this application? If there are no further comments, anyone, any comments? Any comments? Okay. Now,
You're looking to increase by 10% the
new residents coming in.
new resident.
Have you seen what that looks like?
There's a
I have a
handout up
sheet.
here.
Yeah.
So the existing are grandfathered?
Yeah, well, they are going to go up by 6%.
Oh, 6 instead of
Yes.
10, okay.
I mean, we have to do something so it doesn't come back on the taxpayers. We have to, and it's still.
You see though, this is like what Richard said, this is across, yeah, I saw this. Okay, thank
I
you.
can read it all.
Okay, thank you. This is across the board on everything in our life.
It is.
And I feel bad for people that are on a fixed income.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm just wondering out loud, let's say there's Social Security, does that cover this fee? Or is there still gonna have to have a supplemental income?
This comes down to, yeah, you want to answer.
So the way that most of them cover their fee is, there's a few of them that have long-term insurance coverage.
Okay.
So that will cover their fee even with the increase. We do have a few of them that have their own personal savings accounts, that's what they are paying their monthly rent out of. At some point, that may decrease to the point that they have nothing left for savings, and they would have to apply for Medicaid at that point.
So what happens to the people that are not gonna be able to afford this? Are you unfortunately, and they have no other alternative, are you gonna have to?
They have the ability to apply for Medicaid. if they don't have.
And Medicaid will cover the difference?
If they qualify for Medicaid, Medicaid would cover the difference.
There would be no shortages, because when I think of Medicaid, I'm thinking they don't pay anything on the dollar.
It kind of depends on the individual, because it depends on the individual's income level, like what they get, what they receive for Social Security, what Medicaid is willing to pay for them out of
And what
Medicaid.
programs what do you have to offer for people that are gonna be in a hard position and have to leave if this affects them? Is there anything for them?
Basically Medicaid. If they are a veteran of any sort, they could apply for veteran services.
And when you look at the fee services, is this pretty much across North Idaho? Is it standard fees?
We actually charge less than just about any other assisted living facility within the whole region, like.
Wow.
I
Okay.
would say within hundreds of miles.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Right.
Very reasonable rates.
Yeah.
Life care was like $7,000 a month.
yeah.
You know, you just think about, just as a comment, you just think about, you know, people are scared that Social Security is gonna dissipate soon and stuff. What are we gonna do with our elders, you know? And so, where are we going with this? Not today, but what's the gateway?
So once again, just like the first one, this is a minor relief to taxpayers. I mean, this is a taxpayer subsidized program that Boundary County does. And by raising these rates, it hopefully helps us cover some of the inflation costs, you know, food and everything else that's
The
become.
costs are rising every year. I think we're.
There is a cost.
Behind now,
Yeah.
as I recall, the last
Long ways
report.
behind.
And so, yeah, we're gonna be needing some more money, yes. Wages, we're short of staff, so it's overtime. So, you know,
And that's
the rule of life now.
And that's something that's tough because, yeah, when you can't find people for staff,
Exactly.
I mean, and that's it. I mean, it's tough to find people, period. So,
I think they said that we're at like 1.9 family size, where, what was it, 20 years ago, we were at 2.5?
no,
Yeah.
well,
So I think another part, you mentioned Medicaid, correct me if I'm wrong, Medicaid, if they go to Medicaid, they pay a reduced cost. So what the Restorium brings in from Medicaid is less than what the private pay is, at least 10%,
What makes you think
6%.
that Medicaid's gonna pick them up?
well, they have to qualify for it.
Yeah.
They have to qualify for
Right.
Medicaid, and it has a lot to do with their, income level. What they have set aside, if they have a certain amount of savings, then they have to reduce their savings. If they have any property in their name that could give them any type of a financial benefit, they have to sell off all their property. Basically, being able to be admitted into Medicaid, you have to be very low income.
Are you expecting anyone to have complications to be able to continue if you rise the prices?
There's a couple that I would be a little concerned about that would,
I think we need to put that in the record.
they would have to apply for Medicaid, but
There are other long-term care facilities that, I talked to one person that ran one in southern Idaho, and they would only allow 10% Medicaid. Because otherwise, and this was a private, not a county, a private long-term, and they would only allow 10 because they're like, we can't have a good budget otherwise, we'll be going backwards.
Right.
Because the reimbursement. So,
And just so you guys know, this does not create a profit for the Restorium.
I don't think I'm worried about that. I'm worried about people getting bumped out, and some of them, they probably have family here. They've lived here all their life. It's kind of a sad story.
we have some of those, but we also have people that go all over looking, and they come to our restaurant, because the rates.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's been happening. It's not just Boundary County and, let's say, western Montana.
Right.
The people that are
But Boundary County is the only one that has one
in Idaho, period. Yes.
in the whole state.
Yep.
Yeah, I never even heard of one before I
You need
came
to
here.
visit it, it's a wonderful place.
Yeah.
Yes, Jane.
Jeannie Robinson, I'm a member of the Restorium Advisory Board, and also I'm going to report to Friends of Restorium, and I wanted to have some accurate information for them. But they searched for Boundary County Restorium also because of the excellent quality of care. And what can you do? Rates are going up and something has to be done. And it's very unfortunate, but the people are lucky here because it is cheaper.
Yeah, I agree. My grandma was in them, so, but,
And your wages are still low, they're like $12 is what I'm seeing when I'm doing my records, and they're 12, 13, and who can live on that?
if there are no further comments, I will close this hearing to additional testimony and call for a decision on these members.
It's something we have to do.
Agreed. I don't see a way around it without,
Yeah.
it's a trade.
Someone needs to win the lottery.
That was ARPA,
What's that?
that was ARPA.
Sort of,
A lot of money has gone to Restorium for improvements.
I know, the flooring and all that.
yeah. For flooring, the heating, yeah, there's been a lot of improvements done, which is nice.
But you can't use it as a year-over-year expense.
No. Okay, there being no further discussion, I would like to call for a motion.
I'll make a motion to increase Restorium room and board fees for new residents by 10% from the previous year, and to increase the fees for the current residents 6% over the previous year, effective
10-1.
October 1st, 2023.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I now close this public hearing.